to look for America.
Right, it's about time. I'll give everyone an update about the meet in America. It's been on my mind for a while now, and I've been dreading this moment, if I'm honest. Now, some of you have probably guessed by that tone that it's not going to happen this year, and the truth of the matter is that's correct. There's not going to be an American 1,000-ish prepper meet for myself, Roach, and Mind Wiseman. Numerous reasons, really. It is a very, very hard task and challenge to set. Um, the guy who wanted to make it happen, which is Craig Ruby, Operations Director of Falcon Industries. I've been in contact with him recently just to make sure that everything is clear between us and there's no misunderstandings. The problems were, as I said earlier, was an amalgamation of things which led to it not happening. One of them being Craig's not been in good health recently. We're not going to be going into details. It's up to him. Okay, so Craig's not been well at all. With everything taking so long, because it was the first time this had been attempted. I've mentioned in another video somewhere about an update or something, all to do with clearances, county level clearances to get something like this organised. You know, there's like in the UK we can best describe it as health and safety. You know, you're talking of 1,000 people, give or take a few hundred either side, turning up to an event. You know, there's legal things that need to be in place. Now, you know, Craig's used to dealing with military and police, but dealing with civilian stuff, he found it a nightmare, and I can understand that, to be honest. And he tasked people to get it organised for him, and they just hit so many brick walls with red tape. Okay, you're talking, you know, for that amount of people, everyone's got to have somewhere to park. So, you know, potentially, if like one person bought a vehicle, is 1,000 vehicles. That's going to take up a lot of room. All right, and of course, people have got to get in and out of car parks over the course of the week, which we plan to do this. So it needs to be organised. You're talking facilities like toiletry and washing, etc. You know, we don't expect 1,000 people to turn up and to wild camp and rough it without toilets and showers. Okay, I mean, some people it's okay, but the majority people won't bode well over a week in, you know, conditions which you're going to need, you know, washing and toiletries, etc. So, you know, those three things alone, a bit of a heartache. It was going to be a non-profit event. What I wanted to achieve, this all started from the Bushcraft show last year, 2014. I went there, I met up with the Help for Heroes guys in their little gazebo with a table, etc. Basically, for those of you who don't know anything about Help for Heroes, it's a charity set up to help combat veterans with physical injuries. Okay, so that was really looking after those. So I was so touched by what the guys done, and you know, we all signed a T-shirt, we done a raffle. It was great, and that just stuck in my mind. So when I organised the 250 prepper meet, I wanted the Help for Heroes guys to be there, so I invited them down. We done a raffle. Everyone donated prizes and gifts. There was a knife donated as well by Jason, and you know, everything was great. It was a success. We raised over £1,000. That's $1,500, give or take in US currency, for the Wounded Soldier charity. So that was brilliant. So this year the plan was to not to do two prepper meets in the UK, but to do one in America and one in the UK. The one in America, which was due to happen in April-May time 2015, which is long gone. Apologise for the noise in the background. I've got the shed door open because it's quite warm, and we've got the blooming ice cream van with the kids. You know what it's like. So anyway, what I wanted to do this year, I didn't want to keep doing the same charity. Every year I wanted to do something different. Now, I've got a few friends who are currently serving and who have served in conflicts, mainly in the Gulf area. Some of them go back to the Balkans back in the 90s. And we're talking PTSD now. Okay, now I hooked up with a friend of mine who is currently being treated at one of the centres in the UK. There is 4, which clearly isn't enough in my opinion, right? So it was combat stress. Now, combat stress, for those of you who don't know, deal with the mental side of battle, basically. Anyone who gets any injuries upstairs, you know, it's to look after them, basically. So I wanted to concentrate my efforts on that charity. So what I planned to do was to go to America, me and 2 of my friends, Roach and Mind Wiseman and myself, to go out there, raise awareness of this charity, to raise as much donations as possible via a cheque, possibly, bring it back to the UK, go to one of the centres where my friend is currently being treated, and present it to the manager of that centre to help go towards treating PTSD sufferers from combat stress here in the UK. That was what I wanted to do. So it didn't happen because of all of the red tape, and you know, Craig wasn't well. He didn't want it to run into summertime this year because it was just too hot. You know, we're talking families now. It's not really a good idea to bring families, sometimes for the first time in the field, to an area doing camping for a week where it's going to be very, very hot and horrible. You know, all sorts of unforeseen problems could lurk in that sort of scenario. So Craig and I have discussed this in length now, and what we're going to try and do is we're going to go again for next year. It's going to be springtime, so hopefully all of the lessons that were learned trying to organise the event for this year, the guys have learned a hell of a lot about that, so they're going to carry that over to next year, and hopefully, if everything goes to plan, there will be an event in America for up to 1,000 people, pretty much guaranteed. Okay, now one of the venues that Craig's found and is recce with his son, it could be a problem regarding parking. Okay, now we're talking if 1,000 people, give or take, turned up, and you know, they car shared, for example. So it would be a lot easier for the event to happen if not too many vehicles arrived. If 1,000 vehicles arrived at this moment in time, it's not going to happen. Okay, so if you're talking like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people sharing a vehicle, there's like absolutely every chance of this actually happening. Okay, so we're going to leave it with Craig, and he's going to start organising it towards the end of this year, ready for spring next year. And of course, any updates I'm going to let you guys know. Okay, so I do apologise if you know you guys really wanted to come to the States, or who are already in the States wanted to come and meet us. It's not going to happen this year, obviously, so it's going to be next year. Okay, I just thought I just had to let you guys know. It's been going on for a while now, and I really wanted to get to the nitty gritty of the reasons why. Lessons to be learned, ready for next time, so hopefully it should run smoothly, everything happen, and it actually goes ahead. So that's it. Sorry for the bad news, but it is what it is, and that's it as far as I know. Anyone who has any information regarding helping out for an event of this size, it's going to be in Virginia. I'm not sure whereabouts in Virginia. It's a big state, obviously, but that is where it's going to be happening. So yeah, you need a lot of room for 1,000 people, plus car parking as well. You need facilities for washing, you know, toiletries, etc. And obviously, you know, insurance and people getting injured, you know, people who be carrying guns, weapons. And of course, this is all in a state where the US Pentagon and the White House is. So you can understand the authorities being very hot on 1,000 people turning up to participate in an amazing week of self-preservation and living outdoors for a week, pretty much. So yeah, that's the long and short of it, guys. I hope this has answered any questions of you guys who are asking me lately, and yeah, I hope to have some more news. If and when I do, I'll let you guys know straight away. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay funky.